Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. I am back to do the second Christmas/winter soap in my lineup this year. And I'm going to be doing a chocolate and peppermint cupcake. So basically this is kind of inspired by peppermint bark, which is like a base layer of chocolate, and then it's got the crumbled up peppermint candies on top. So I'm actually going to be doing this in cupcake form, and I will show you how I'm going to be doing that. Here's my lye water solution. I'll go ahead and bring you down here. And my oils already mixed up. Here we go. I'll try to give you some tips and tricks along the way for soap cupcakes. I know I have a few other soap cupcake videos on my channel, and I try to do a few for Christmas time and maybe Valentine's Day sometimes. Let me go ahead and get my goggles on. Okay, so my base layer for my cupcakes is going to be using this dark rich chocolate by Brambleberry. I'm going to go ahead and measure off that right now. The dark rich chocolate smells so good. It's not an artificial smell to me at all. It's very true to chocolatey smells. Just a really true chocolate, kind of chocolate brownie-ish type. And then in the top of my cupcakes, I'm gonna be using peppermint essential oil. Peppermint first distillation essential oil. So this will be slightly sweeter, the first distillation. So that is how I'm going to be making those. Let me go ahead and get this down or that's what I'm going to be using to fragrance my my chocolate peppermint soap cupcakes. Okay, here goes my lye and water solution. I did add some sodium lactate to the lye water solution to firm up the bases a little faster. Okay, I'm getting this just to emulsification. I know for sure that the dark rich chocolate accelerates trace very quickly, makes the soap set up very quickly. So I don't want to get the soap set up too much, just enough to get the emulsification here, and then I'll go and I'll split off my bottom part for my bases. Okay, well, I just realized the container that I got is cracked, so I'm going to put you on pause for just a second while I go get another container for my okay, brown. I'm back. Here's the portion that off for brown. This is going to be the base, and I am using Mocha Brown mica powder from Nurture Soap. I'm going to put quite a bit of this in here because this fragrance oil will also discolorate to a very dark brown. That chocolate will make it a very dark brown because it's got so much vanillin in it. Okay. And I think I may go ahead and just hand stir in this fragrance oil in the beginning just to make sure I've got enough room or time to pour in all my bases. I've used this in cupcakes before, and actually bar soaps before. Really lovely fragrance. I've also used a nice additive to use is cocoa powder when you're using a chocolate fragrance, which I've done before. All right, I'm gonna pour this in, but I'm not gonna use cocoa powder in this soap because I actually don't like the way that cocoa powder turns out in the soap. I mean, it looks fine, but it runs. It runs in your soap. So when you wash and you lather up with it, you get streaks of cocoa powder. At least that's what happened to me in my experience. So I steer away from using actual cocoa powder in the soap, even though I know it can be good for your skin and it's a nice additive. I'm kind of finicky about stuff like that in my soap. I don't like it to stain my shower either. Okay, I'm gonna give this a little buzz. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna do because, again, I don't want to accelerate trace here more than I need to. I know it's gonna do it. I know it's gonna move quickly. So I'm gonna pour it into here. There we go, it's already moving, so I need to hurry. And here are my cupcake bases. All going to have piping right on top of it, so it's okay. It should set perfectly inside the little silicone. These are silicone cupcake liners that I got from Walmart, and I don't remember the brand. They're not listed on there, but I got them in the baking section at Walmart. So they work great. They're thin. They're super thin and they just peel right off when you're ready. There we go. Remove those. So I used to make a lot more cupcakes. I've kind of started shying away from that because I don't know. I hate to say this because I know a lot of people do love them, but my demographic, the people that I sell soaps to, as much as I love cupcakes, it's kind of an indulgent thing for me to make because they're not like my top sellers, but I absolutely love making them. So I've started to make smaller batches of cupcakes to make sure that they do all go. You know, if you're a cupcake person, let me know in the comments below. All you have to do when you use it as a soap is use a loofah sponge on it or a bath sponge, and it makes it an awesome lather. Okay, I'm gonna push pause here so I can clean up my chocolate soapy mess here, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to show you how I do the piping. Okay, I am back to go ahead and add in my titanium dioxide and my peppermint essential oil. Now this is already kind of setting up, which is okay. You want piping to set up, but it's just gonna take a little bit more mixing here on my part. So here we go, goes the essential oil. I'm gonna blend like this, and then I'm gonna put in my stick blender. Just a sec. Okay. Pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and take this out. And we will wait a few minutes for that piping to set up. And then I'll bring you back for the piping. Be right back. Okay, I'm bringing you back to do the piping. So here's how I do it. I've got a little piping bag. It's a reusable one that I picked up at Smart and Final. And I'll show you the tip when I pull it out, but I've just put it over, it's got a wax lining in it. I've just put it over the top of another container here. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I do this. I just go like this. And I'm actually not gonna put so much in it because it's easier for me to work with when it's less full. Plus my piping is still a little tiny bit loose, but I don't want it to be too heavy in there. All right, so I go like that. I pull up my bag. And there you have it. That is the tip I'm using. I don't know what it's called, but it's got an open star on it. Let me show you that again. It's got an open star. Kind of looks like a flower. I'm gonna just let it sit a little bit longer right here on a paper towel because it's coming out the bottom a little too quickly. So I will bring you back when it's ready. We're gonna go ahead and get started here on the piping. I start by putting a little dollop in the middle because that's what we're gonna be building it up on. So as you can see, I'm just going slow and even right in the middle of the cupcake. I'm putting a little dollop. And we're gonna be building our piping onto this. That's how you do it. And then to build on it, you're just gonna take your piping bag and you're gonna go around slowly. I don't push the tip down. I kind of hold it, maybe half an inch up because I want the piping to look fluffy. So that's my first kind of base layer there. Let's see if I can back you up a little bit. Straight up and down. And if you pipe slower, you get more of a texture with this opening, which I like. I like the ruffly kind of texture on the cupcake. I haven't piped in a while, and I actually really like it. It's a fun thing to do. Yeah. It smells so good. Okay, I'm gonna fill up my piping bag. I'll be right back. The texture is getting absolutely perfect on these cupcakes. So when you do your piping, you really don't need a special recipe or anything like that. I do find soap with a higher palm oil content does tend to pipe a little bit easier. And I do have a base recipe for cupcakes, just like a basic soap cupcake recipe. But this one is not my basic soap recipe, and all you have to do for the piping is just let it sit. You just let whatever you're reserving away for your piping, you just have to let it sit until it gets to the consistency that you like to pipe, which is usually when it kind of sticks to the spoon and doesn't fall off when you turn the spoon upside down. You can start a little earlier than that so it doesn't sit up too quickly. That's what I do. Okay, now I'm gonna be layering this, so I'm gonna put another dollop in the middle of each cupcake, and then we're gonna go back around. Okay, so there's that, and then I like to squish my piping down to the bottom of the bag using some sort of spatula or wooden spoon so you don't get any air bubbles. So push it down, and then you come back around. So here I'm gonna start on the outside, but I'm just kind of like I'm making this section smaller, like not as wide as the base, if that makes sense. You can get, if you start to go down around the bottom and you make it too wide, it'll kind of come off and not look right. It might slide down it a little bit. So I try to like keep it going up in a upward fashion, I guess. You're just building. Okay. Refill my bag. So you want to make sure you wear long sleeves when you're doing, especially when you're doing piping, because at least for me, I tend to get the soap piping is messier because you're taking it out of the container and you're filling out a piping bag, and you don't want to get it on your skin. Fresh soap, it doesn't feel good. So you want to try to wear long sleeves when you're doing soap piping. So you don't get a lye burn. Okay. So piping, getting the piping right takes practice. You've got to play around with the texture to make sure it's right. If it's too loose, it slides off, and you can't build it up like this. It goes sideways and it gets tilted. So, but you don't want it too thick either, because then it doesn't come out of your piping nozzles the way you need it to. And it will just get stuck in your piping bag. So you have to practice to get the correct consistency. So when you very first are doing it, you want to double check. You want to check your soap batter probably once every minute as it's setting up to see if it's ready. Getting a little air there. Those are looking really cute. Probably need to refill a little bit here. I've got about half. I've got about a few scoops left in here. Oh, so what I wanted to tell you when you're doing your soap recipe, break your recipe in half. Like this is a 5-pound batch. So 2.5 pounds are the base and 2.5 pounds are the piping. So if you just break it directly in half, I find that the piping is usually the same weight as the top. Like you get equal amount on the bottom as you do on the top. So for me, I just break it in half and I will get enough piping for every cupcake. That's how you do it. It's better to have a little bit more piping than not enough. I'm going to just come back around and give each one a dollop if I've got leftover piping right on the top. So if your consistency is right, you'll be able to build your piping like I've done here. And then in the last, the Christmas video that I did before this one, I made real cute little embeds for my soap, for the soap I was doing, and so I'm actually going to use the leftover embeds for this soap. But first I want to go ahead and glitter it. I got this handy little tool from Nurture Soap Supply. You just put the glitter in and it kind of helps you direct the glitter right where you want it. And this is called the glitter, I forgot, it's a new glitter for me. I keep wanting to call it, it's called Sparkling Lights. I keep wanting to call it Northern Lights. I don't know why. Probably because that's stuck in my head, Sparkling Lights. But yeah, you just spray it down in the direction you want it. Actually, I think I might have a better luck if I just use a spoon. I kind of want a lot of glitter, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to dump this back in, and I'm going to use a plastic spoon. There we go. This glitter's lightweight enough that, yeah, I wanted it nice and shimmery. It's lightweight enough to use with a spoon. It doesn't get all clumped up in one spot, so Sparkling Lights. Okay, I'm going to show you the embeds, and then I have a little something that I'm going to do with it. Okay, there's that. It's hard to pick up the glitter on the camera. I really hope you can see it. It's super cute. Okay. Here's these little embeds that I made for the last soap. And they're just little, they're melt and pour soap. And I used a cheese grater, not a cheese grater, but like a cheese slicer. Oh my God, that's cute. And I poured a little bit of melt and pour into the bottom of a silicone mold, like a loaf mold or a log mold, and essentially pulled it out when it was still kind of, it was warm but set. So then I just took the little cheese grater. That one's gonna look cuter on this side, I think. I just took the little cheese grater and wrapped it around a skewer. There. And then pulled it off. So I wrapped it around a skewer like this, spiral, and then I pulled it off the skewer, and that's how I got those cute little spirals. Maybe I'll show you how that looks sometime if you'd like to see that. Oh my gosh, these smell divine. Okay, I gotta use a spoon, back end of a spoon here to push that one in. There, and I can kind of manipulate the spiral back up. There we go. They're so cute, aren't they? There we go. They look very festive and wintry, I'd say. Some of them are going to get 2. Some of the smaller ones. There we go, just to use up the rest of these guys. Where do I want to put that one? Here. That one there. And then I did have some leftover little balls. I think I'm gonna add to some of them. I don't have enough, so I'm just gonna add the little silver. I used these in the last soap too. Cute. Okay, just like that. Okay, now I am gonna come back and do a melt and pour drizzle on the top of these with some pink, just to kind of make that peppermint, the visual of the peppermint. So I'll bring you right back when I'm doing that. Okay, so I did go ahead and melt down my melt and pour soap, and I'm using a low sweat melt and pour soap, and I'm using Party Pink Mica, that's what I used to color it. And I did have some leftover stars from the last batch as well. So I did go ahead and top the rest of them. Oh, except that one's missing one, so I better go put one on there as well. There we go. Cute. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put a drizzle of melt and pour on there because I want the soap to have, I don't know, sometimes when you see that peppermint, like a twisted peppermint, Bath and Body Works used to have a twisted peppermint, I don't know if they still do, that they had it like a pink on in their lotion or whatever, and it was so cute. So I'm gonna just do pink drizzle. A little bit up here that I missed. And that'll sit up a little bit lighter as it dries because it's still kind of wet right now. And I'm actually not going to put rubbing alcohol over the top of that because I don't want to mess up my my mica coating. I coated the embeds, these embeds with Snowflake Sparkle Mica in a plastic bag, and I really don't want to mess them up. So there you have it. That is the making of chocolate peppermint Christmas soapy cupcakes. Stay tuned for the unmolding. I'll be right back for that. Hey everybody, I'm back to go ahead and unmold these cute little chocolate peppermint soapy cupcakes. And I thought that they set up really nicely. I've already unmolded one, so I'm gonna go set that one over there. And I'll show you how easily these little silicone liners come off. So all you have to do is just kind of pull an edge there And I just kind of make sure and get it all the way around. And then carefully just hold the cupcake and peel the mold upside down like that. And there you have it. A cute little chocolate peppermint soap cupcake. Mmm. They smell so good, you could just eat them. They smell so good. And then here's this one. This is another little one with the star on top and the little soap curl. Oh, hi. My dog's coming up under the table, trying to get loves. One of my dogs. And there's that one. Oh, hello. Hi, Roxy. Hi, Roxy. Good girl. And then there's the one with the little ball on top. I didn't put the drizzle over all the top. You can hear her tail wagging against the wall. Hi, baby. There she goes. There's that one. And your bag. What are you bringing me? Oh, hi. Hi, baby. Hi. Say hi, friends. Oh, here comes my other friend. That was Roxy that you just saw. Here comes Ruby. She's up under the table. There's that one. Hi, Ruby. Hi. Hi, baby. Here comes Ruby. Hi, Ruby. Hi, baby. See, Ruby's redder, hence the name, Ruby. Roxy's the blonder one. Okay, there's that one. Ruby is sweet, such a sweet girl. Very eager to please. Roxy's also very sweet, but she doesn't mind as well. She's kind of got a mind of her own. So you see here the discoloration is a little bit uneven right now, because that's just what happens when you use a fragrance with vanillin in it. So over the next few weeks that will turn completely brown. In fact, the bases will turn really dark, deep, rich brown over the next few weeks. I'll go ahead and unmold one more for you. All right, catch you on the next video. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. See you later.